Welcome back, nerds and turds, to another live stream repair. I know what that's about.
What?
Is your cat wear hair stuff here?
No.
What?
She woke up and put her back to sleep.
Oh. Nice.
I just let her lay there.
Nice.
Sorry.
Anyways, welcome back to another live stream repair. Let's inform our Discord server, discord.gg/track44, that we are going live. And got a drink. Swap this out for our T6. So we only managed to get one fixed up yesterday. We're gonna try to fix up as many more as we can here today. Let's see, I think 3 more showed up, so 8, 9, 10, 11 in total that are waiting to get fixed up. Let's go ahead and take on our first one here from Rob. Rob has been so patiently waiting for us to get to theirs. Let's shoot them an email letting them know they're lucky number 1. Alright. Emailed. What's wrong with the Rob's HomePod here? It is dead. No power. Alright. Let's open this up. Take a look at what we've got. Here it is. Let's get that power cable out of here. We don't need that. We don't trust that. Alright, ready to get started. Ooh. First things first, we will check our symptoms with a known good power cable. That's connected to our kilowatt meter over here. And we can see that we're pulling around 4 to 6 watts of power from the wall, which is what we normally see with these no power pods, especially when the diode on the amplifier has failed, seemingly from a bad batch of them. Not like it's a bad part for the job or anything. But let's go ahead and take this apart and find out. Starting off by cutting through the adhesive that's holding this top plastic down. Nice. Let's grab our T6 screwdriver and get the first 4 screws out for our display. And we're going to pry that up. Easy peasy. You're excused. Let's work on our next screws. Get a little bit of isopropyl alcohol in between our basket here, so that when we go to pry it up in the next few steps, it'll be much easier. And we're gonna detach that there ribbon cable before we forget about it. Oh, and then we're going to expose our screws around the basket here so that we can, of course, take them out and then pry this off. And now we pry. Oh, but look at that. It's pretty much just coming right up. I don't even have to pry the rest of that up there. It's gonna come right off. Alright, let's get our woofer. Woofer check. Our voice coil in there looks nice and shiny. Feels nice and smooth. Smells fresh. So we've got ourselves a happy little woofer. Moving on, let's stuff our ribbon cable through before we take this next layer out. And we can just, well, usually pull it out by hand. There we go. If there's any bits that might interfere with it sitting nice and flush again. Let's go ahead and take care of those now. But actually, it looks pretty good. Next up is our power supply. Free up that ribbon cable going into the amplifier, and then we can remove the 14 screws holding it down. There we go. Oh, feels like we were still missing one. There we go. Easy does it. We're going to get up close and take a look at our primary suspect, our Schottky barrier diode here. As usual, it's got a date code on there of 1748K. So let's get our multimeter turned on and set to continuity test mode and see if this diode is dead. It sure is. That means this should be a pretty straightforward repair. All we need is a replacement diode here and it should be good to go. We're just heating it up and giving it a little tap until we see it start to squeeze out. And we know it's ready to just push straight down and off the board, and we can pick that off, throw it in the trash. Nah, just kidding. I hoard all of the ones from our repairs. It might come in handy one day, if anything, to prove a point. Easy peasy. Let's give that a chance to cool off, and then we will start putting this back together enough to test it and see if it works. This is slightly different than the way that we've done it in the past, but if you've seen any of our more recent live streams, you might have caught us trying this out here and there. But I think it does make it a little easier for people to see and understand how we're testing these if we do it like this. If I pop our amplifier back into their shell, put in a couple of screws, put in the power supply, connect our test woofer, of course, so we can see if it's got any DC offset issues. But this is something that anybody can do to test their HomePod or their repairs, as opposed to tearing apart a sacrificial HomePod to get yourself a connector that allows you to plug your AC power from your power cable in there without doing something something else kind of janky. I'm sure you could do something more professional than that, but if you're just looking to pull parts and use what you've got sitting around, then this is the easiest way to do it. We're going to put down the screws onto the amplifier that would normally get covered up once you put your power supply in. Because when we go to test this and see if it works, and it does work and we don't need to tear it apart any further to do any other repairs, then we can just continue putting the screws back in. And we've already got a bit of our work done for us. So it's just really you only need 2 screws that are covered up by the power supply on the amplifier. We're going to reconnect that ribbon cable but I put in 4 screws into the amplifier just to make sure it's remotely connected to everything. We'll go ahead and plug that power supply in, and that's all you really need. Well, hold on, I got ahead of myself here. Gotta hook up a logic board and a subwoofer here. Oops, pushed the button. Here we go. Logic board. And of course some power. And there you have it. We'll give this a second to boot up and see if it's got good sound or any other issues before we continue putting this back together. Excellent. Excellent, excellent. So our offset is around 1 millivolt. We've got an excellent startup sound coming from the bass, so this is looking good to go. Let's put the rest of our screws back in, and we'll be on our way through the next one. Easy peasy. Hey, Rob, glad you could stop by and watch your HomePod come back. One more screw for the amplifier. And that's it. Let's work on our upper half. Oh, almost forgot the screws for our power supply in there. Let's tighten those down. Very good. And then these ones. Okay. Does it work? There you have it, folks. First one of the day. Powering up. Tell me you've got no internet.
I'm having trouble connecting to the internet.
Yeah.
I'm having...
Loud and clear. Evenly lit volume buttons. Good to go. We can put Rob's away. And let's find our next repair. We're going to grab... let's see, Rohit. We've got Rohit from Texas. And what is wrong with their HomePod? Ooh, they've got death farts. Alright. So, death farts are typically caused by DC offset, so that's what we're going to call this. Bad caps on the amp that no longer filter our DC voltage. Once it grows to a certain point, the amp will play a loud buzzing sound and restart on you. Ooh, happy birthday. I don't know if this was supposed to be in there. But hey, I'll take a birthday any day. So add that to our collection. We've currently got our nut from Hawaii. And now we've got our happy birthday card and cake decoration. I don't know. We need to come up with like a good pile, a good place for these little accessories. There we go. All right, let's check our symptoms here. With DC offset, we're expecting to hear a pretty loud pop when it wakes up and kicks the amplifier on, and then again when we unplug it from power, or if we waited around after around 10 minutes, it would go back into standby mode and turn the amp off. It would probably pop again then, but let's take a listen. Okay. Yep, I heard a fairly loud pop. I'm guessing around 400 to 600 millivolts of offset there. Of course, that's when it's cold. Sitting around after a few minutes as they warm up to operating temperature, I'm sure that number grows to, of course, volts. We're not talking millivolts anymore. We're talking 2, 3, 4, upwards of 8. In severe cases, 10 volts DC going through the amp into your speaker. And after a couple of volts, the amp will force that restart and play that loud buzzing sound. So let's take a look inside, see if this thing is indeed looking like it's got bad caps from the inside, and if we can fix it. Oh, almost forgot our drawstring. Get that ribbon cable unstuck. Woofer check. Very good, very good. Nice to see, especially when it's been thrashed by harmful DC voltage. We do not like to have to replace bass speakers on this channel. I don't care if I make money from it. I don't. I charge an extra $20 if your bass speaker needs to be replaced, which is about how much I need to charge in order to not lose any money on the ones that I buy for parts to get things like the subwoofer or another amplifier. That's why we try so hard to fix the boards that we have before we tap out and replace them entirely. Alright, this one's gonna need new filter caps, a new resistor here since that one's looking really roasty, and of course a new Schottky barrier diode because it's got a date code of 1748K, which is what normally fails and causes no power. So up first, our filter caps, that's what fails and causes death farts. Unfortunately, there's no great way to test these other than confirming whether you have too much DC offset and then replacing them and seeing if it goes away. Really, if you have DC offset, it's from these, and when you replace them, it's going to go away. There's nothing else on the board that filters that DC voltage from the audio signal before it gets to that subwoofer after being amplified here. So, get 'em. Wow. Interesting. Those were pretty bad. Apologies for the background noise from the vent. I don't want cancer. Once we're done with the solder work here, we will turn it back off. Alright, not exactly what I wanted, but that's easy to rectify. There we go. Ah, there we go. Much, much, much better. Nice and solid, not touching anything they shouldn't. Alright, up next, we need to take care of our roasty looking 10 ohm resistor here. Yeah, that's screwed. don't even care if it measures fine. It looks absolutely roasted, so we're not going to trust it. Oh. Nice. Here's a fresh new one. Let's prep that, get it put onto our board. Alright, last but not least, we've got our Schottky barrier diode to take care of. Alright, that's a lot of heat through one tiny little board. Let's give this a chance to cool off. Hey, Chad, welcome to the stream. They asked, I have 3 minis I got from all 3 no power when I hooked up to my MacBook and it restored and it worked. Hey, very nice. That's the same thing that happened to me. One I took apart and looked over and it looked good and tossed it. Yeah, and one more I haven't touched. I've taken a look at a couple of the no power minis and it's pretty much the same story as you. They either show up just fine on my MacBook as in recovery mode and I can restore them without a problem, or they don't show anything, and when I take them apart I can't seem to find anything wrong inside. At least nothing warming up or shorting out that I could find. So I'm not sure what to make of it. But unfortunately, I don't do repairs on the minis because, well, I haven't found any revelations on the ones that I've got. So chances are I wouldn't be able to fix any of the ones that come in either, especially if you've already tried to restore it and it doesn't show up there. I just don't want to waste anybody's time or money even trying. And for the cost of a used one, it's hard to price a repair reasonably because it could end up taking honestly as much time as it does for a big HomePod, and I can get these fixed in usually around 30 minutes to an hour. So we're gonna see if this boots up, plays the startup sound without an issue, and if it's got less than 50 millivolts on our multimeter here, then we're good to go. We won't have any more death farts, and we can finish putting this back together. Lewis Rossman's one of the people that really got me started on, starting up my own side repair business and streaming it on YouTube. He's got some good content, and I've learned a lot from him too. Our offset's looking excellent, so we can put this back together. Oh no! I didn't put all the amp screws back in. We gotta back up here a little bit. Boop, boop, boop. Oh man, I skipped a few things there. Nice. This might be the last one that we work on today because I don't want to be... Oh boy, I don't want to be making mistakes like that on people's HomePods tonight if we've got so many more coming up here. Okay, rest of these amp screws, let's get them in. There we go. Alright, let's see if this works. I think this is all that, yep, there we go, we're going to be able to get to tonight. So I'm going to, while we're waiting for this to boot up, go ahead and tell you guys now, if you're looking for more info on doing your own HomePod repairs or reaching out to me to get yours fixed for you here on the channel, check out the website, nixfix.com, where I've got most of the stuff you're looking for. If not, feel free to shoot me an email or leave a comment down below.
I'm having trouble connecting to the internet.
This one
For more
sounds
info.
and looks
I'm
good.
having trouble.
Volume buttons light up nice and even. No severe popping unplugging it from power anymore. Excellent. So, I hope you all enjoyed this live stream repair, and I'll catch you in tomorrow's, where we knock out